All right, you guys, it's late, and anyway, so that bow's being. I'm gonna sell that bow, and it's already set up for the guys' draw length. It's a friend of mine. Anyway, so we got some other stuff happening with the new bow, but it's just being delayed. Like it's killing me, guys. I don't. There's some things possibly coming down the pipeline. Some really cool stuff. I am just not a good waiter. I don't know how to wait and hold off, and I'm ready. I'm going. When stuff needs to happen, it needs to happen now. So, really short video. We're gonna do some quick stuff here. I wanted to show you. So I do have a trad bow, and this is, maybe if anyone out there knows. So I got this in high school, and I've made a bunch of other smaller stick bows. We've played with that growing up and stuff, and the traditional side is really intriguing to me, and that's why it's Trad Life Outdoors. It's not just traditional archery, but traditional like going back to like fly fishing and trying some other things, tying all your own flies and stuff. We play with that a bit. I need to do more of that, video wise. Share more what we do there. Look, can check this out, you guys. The bro crew, man. You gotta be part of the bro club, man. Born and raised guys. Anyway, that's a cool. I like this. That was a good sweater. So, anyway, this is a special, and I don't know. So when I got this bow, and it still has some cracks. Again, ignore my dirty basement here, but it has some. If you can see, maybe you can. You can see a little bit. Some of the cracks in the limbs, and I don't know. I got this. I was working for a guy, and for part of payment, I'm like, hey, can I have the bow? Or he gave it. I can't remember if it was part of that or he gave it to me. But there's some cracks and stuff in the limbs, but it's never had issues. And I haven't shot it a ton. I've shot as much as I want to. A string I got from Ace Hardware, which that knock point is actually not in the right place. I think it's a hair off. I'm playing with that tonight or today a little bit. But I'm just going to show you, I'm shooting just a bunch of my mostly gold tips, and then I do have one East Nemesis, the Hush Vanes. Man, look, I've got shout out to Hush and Born and Raised. Got their AAU, got the True Helical, which I will say I'm not a huge fan of. I wanted to try it because I loved how they looked shooting as when I saw different videos and saw some reviews. Folks were just loving them. That's a whole other topic. We'll talk about arrow tune and stuff. We're going to be doing some things like that. And the reality is that if your arrows are tuned like crap, then get a full helical so it can help correct your arrow. Reality is that you don't want to have that issue, right? Why not? I'll show you what I'm in love with right now. So these are some gold tip. They are the Pro Ultralight Pros. So these gold tips. This is one that Jim. These are your arrows. So I was at a shoot up in Ogden, and Jim hooked me up with these bad boys. They're the hybrid AAE hybrid vanes, and you get four fletchings on there, but they're the micros, man. They're small, glued in point. These barely fit. These are the 340 spine, but they barely fit my bow. But the reality is that these things are tuned well. These arrows, the spine weight with the tip weight, this is much shorter than all my other arrows. It literally barely fits them, barely works, but they group like you wouldn't believe. Pin knocks. And the reality is with a tuned arrow, the whole point of this, showing you this, is that the fletchings, there's almost no drag. And a good tuned arrow on your bow being tuned, which this bow is not as well tuned as it could be, and tuning it better, I don't know if I dare shoot these in groups, tuned really well. So the whole these bigger hybrid fletchings, true with the full helical on it, I think a 2 to 3 degree offset, just as I've looked at stuff and been testing my own arrows, a 2 to 3 degree offset I think is going to be a real. And there's a lot of things, you guys. Let's talk more about it later. So cons, noise. You get a lot more resistance, so you lose a lot of velocity on your arrow, and distance becomes a bigger issue. Not just distance, but I love a flat shooting bow and arrow. So the True Helical just doesn't do that, and a really well-tuned arrow doesn't need that kind of fletching, especially with compounds, the micros, those AE hybrid micros, those are killer. And I'm in love with that system for my compound, and I'm pushing for that. If anything, I'm not going bigger than these Blazers. You don't need more than those. That's such a simple thing, and a simple offset, tune them right, and you don't need the helical, the whole full helical. I don't think, and that's my opinion, right? Okay. Anyway, what we're gonna do. We're shooting today is I've got the one Nemesis, and I've got 340 Hunter XT from Gold Tip, and then I've got a random Gold Tip Hunter Hunter Expedition, much older arrow. I think it's a 400 spine. So just a bunch of random arrows. I'm working on getting a full set of traditional arrows because I really haven't. I've got flus for it. I had some old gold tips that I turned into flus, but so I can't really tune these to it because these fletchings bounce off the shelf a little bit, and I've been playing with, just like I said, the knock height, and it's about right. It's close. It's a little bit high off the shelf. It comes off the front of the shelf a little different, but it also, for these arrows, is the best I can do, because if I go level on the shelf or even close to, these fletchings bounce off the shelf hard, and I get a really knock high entrance into the target. Even just at this, I'm only shooting that same 10 yards ish that I'm shooting, and I'll be like 8 yards here. So let's see if we can set you guys up. I don't think I can set you up. Let's see. Look at this. Oh man, just using furniture and everything around me. Oh, that light's terrible. This is how Jimmy. Oh yeah, now let's see if you can see me. Sort of. We'll run with it, you guys. Here's the reality: is that working on a camera, working on equipment. Now that I shut the light off, I can't find my tabs. Ha! Black finger tabs in the foosball table. All right, we'll start with this Hunter Expedition, and we're gonna go right to where it's set, because that. So where that knock is set, what I found is I've wanted to set it. Gosh, I've wanted to set it flat with the shelf here, that these fletchings bounce off, and you can see how the coloration. If you can see the coloration right here, you can see how it is. There's a lot of wear coming on this moleskin that I put on the shelf, and so that's part of it here. Is these fletchings just don't give enough for. Really, they just don't give enough for the shelf here. So I need to get some real traditional arrow setups, and that's what we're working on right now. Is I'll be doing that hopefully tomorrow. But if I drop that, just like it's literally, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch below the knock point, it puts it really bouncing off the front of the shelf. But it seems like that delivers a better. It delivers a better arrow flight. So anyway, this was a short video. It's already like 6-7 minutes. So. We'll just show you a couple shots here in the dark. And then I tend to shoot right, always, and sometimes high and right. We'll just... And that was way right. Just a hair down there. And that even kicked out really bad. I wonder, let's go right with the knock height. I'm just playing with it, but again, with these arrows, it's never going to be perfect, and I wonder, yeah. This true helical. I actually wonder if this helical doesn't make as aggressive as a contact as a Blazers, but it seems to still kick high. Yeah, knock high on it still. And that one's knock high and it's also leaning to the right. I'll show you when I get up there. And yeah, I'll show you the embarrassing first shot. And that shot too. Holy crap. And here's, I just posted about that one. There's the arrow that I haven't refletched yet because I'm going to get a new jig. Yeah, I don't. I was at 40 yards. I don't know. Shooting groups, once as I'm getting better, has become expensive. Okay, that's not good. But so these arrows are really all over the place for the most part. And I'll tell you what I just did that I didn't want to do, but I did do. Okay, so here's my group, right? The true helical there, this guy there, that guy there. And I don't know if you can hear that noise. He broke a knock. Why is that? That guy. Here's our first arrow. He's not even in the target. Just slapped right in the corner. And this other one was barely in. It was a quick shot. But that, me and traditional, we're not best friends yet. Like shooting a trad bow, it takes a lot of practice. I mean, being proficient at any type of archery takes a lot of work. And trad just takes, like you can pick up a compound and get it dialed in and, be fairly accurate. And then with dialed in form, you can be extremely accurate. And I'm at that point where I feel like I'm getting, not extreme, but I'm getting towards that on the compound, like getting more competent, where I feel like I'm not perfect, but as I've shot the last couple of competitions, I feel like I've really dialed in a lot better. So this is, depending on what happens with the new compound bow setup, we may just go to the next shoot, the 3D shoot with these, and see how many we can lose. I don't know if I'm quite ready. We're going to move outside and start shooting distance, but traditional stuff is fun because it's relaxed, it's all intuitive, it's kind of back to nature, and it just feels really cool. Even if you totally miss, like with that arrow, it's still pretty cool. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay tuned. We were actually, for the turkey hunt, fingers crossed, we're going to do a bow build, a board bow build for our turkey hunt. So we've got to get that smashed out so we can be shooting and practicing with those bows, so we're not completely illiterate with them and completely inaccurate. So anyway, stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and just another evening of shooting with Cameron. Love you all. Stay, I don't know, have fun. Just enjoy your evening, enjoy your day, whatever time this is, and get out and shoot some more. See ya.